Blakk Rasta, I say a we should call a spade a spade. The late Jerry John Rollins was a murderer.
My brother, my sister, in the days of Rollins, we suffered terror. Those of you who were not yet born in 1979, we saw horror in this country. People were abducted and killed summarily. We saw judges abducted and set ablaze. My brother, my sister, the mystery of which, my brother, my sister, is still pending in the clouds. Rollins denied involvement, yet it happened in his regime. In the regime of Rollins, we saw women in Kajetia market stripped naked and whipped in their vaginas. We saw people abducted and taken to the Gonda barracks and some other such barracks and shaved with blunt instruments and blades. We saw, my brother, my sister, people who were carried away and beaten, most of whom we were told were dead, and carried all the way to the morgue at 37. One of them finally survived. He went on to move into exile and later came back into this country to become a minister of energy. Do we all remember this person?
Watch a video on YouTube. First thing I was all here, so when you subscribe here in my channel, and it say obey me and subscribe button, and so no attending on your post notification. The late Jerry John Rollins, abe fire. Just we be a Japan, boom say, a jano ano she. Or say, assembly see here or Parliament House to which the Anlo chiefs actual petition. They acco, Parliament House and fish out an MP is being blown out of proportion. Of what a few questions the Anlo chiefs and the Ghanaians at large. Also, Anlo chiefs know unemployment and how don't they have problems in their regional and combat petition. The Abba Parliament, sending the government of Ghana be solving. Now, so ye can say ubi a murderer. Fast forward, I'm sure let in the name of petition. Now, ubisa question say, isn't it true? Say under the late Jerry John Rollins, people were murdered. Didn't people get tortured? Weren't people arrested for no reason? Until say obi abeka of Parliament say daughter of a murderer, no cray. Until the way people are handling the issue, right. Now some people are siding with him. Some are saying say now Anlo chiefs should invite him as well for disrespecting them. There are people who are even asking questions Ankaye Asante betimi enya that boldness akasa ewoninim sa ana. Well, a Blakk Rasta for you, Rasta man is a Rasta man but through one stone. Muma yenko tie de okaye yeba yebeto amuso.
Now, why are Anlo chiefs interested in this matter?
Vimbas.
There's a lot of unemployment in Anlo. There's a lot of flooding in Anlo. They have a lot of problems in the area, yet they are interested in this matter. Let's ask ourselves, why are they interested in this matter? It's so clear. You know it and I know it. Rawlings was an Ewe man. That probably is the reason the Anlo chiefs are very interested in knowing the identity of this person who has meted out this disparaging remark in their own words. But please, let us look at this thing clearly. Rollins was an Ewe man and a Scottish man. We are expecting that the Scottish people would also come out and say that they are interested in knowing the identity of this lawmaker who uttered those disparaging remarks. My brother, my sister, it looks like in our country, tribal sentiments most of the time are very, very sensitive. We have to be very careful what we say. We must be extra careful what we don't say. My brother, my sister, Can I now tackle this issue? Let us go into it and look at it carefully. Now, Anlo chiefs have decided to give the speaker 4 days to unravel the mystery insulter, in quotes, or else, ... And this revelation would help the next course of action. My brother, my sister, the person who called Zenator the daughter of a murderer, was he right or wrong? My brother, my sister, in the days of Rollins, we suffered terror. Those of you who were not yet born in 1979, we saw horror in this country. People were abducted and killed summarily. We saw judges abducted and set ablaze. My brother, my sister, the mystery of which, my brother, my sister, is still pending in the clouds.
Vimbas.
Rollins denied involvement, yet it happened in his regime. In the regime of Rawlings, we saw women in Kajetia market stripped naked and whipped in their vaginas. We saw people abducted and taken to the Gonda barracks and some other such barracks and shaved with blunt instruments and blades. We saw, my brother, my sister, people who were carried away and beaten, most of whom we were told were dead, and carried all the way to the morgue at 37. One of them finally survived. He went on to move into exile and later came back into this country to become a minister of energy. Do we all remember this person? It was all in the days of Rollins. Can we run away from the heinous crimes of Rollins in his regime from 1979? The several murders and bloodshed. And even at the time, Ghanaians were asking Rollins to let more blood flow. How do you let blood flow when you don't murder people? Rollins was a murderer. It's the truth. What are you running away from? So when people die, when murderers die, they all of a sudden become saints? Is that what you are saying? Because we live in a country where Atayi all of a sudden will become Saint Atayi because he's dead. Say no bad thing about the dead. That is your motto. Until we start to shame the dead, like they did in Belgium when Leopold II died and they threw his dead body right in the middle of the street for people to hoot at and spit at. My brother, my sister, crime and foolishness will never ever stop in this country. Rollins was a murderer, my brother. When the elections came, listen attentively, and listen, people were killed in the reign of Nana Akufo-Addo. What did we say? That Nana Akufo-Addo murdered some people during the elections. Mahama says when he comes into power, he would institute an investigation into it, and he started already. My brother, my sister, who do we say killed the people? They said Nana Akufo-Addo did because it was his regime. Rollins was a soldier who went into a bloody coup d'etat. Bloody coup d'etat. Shot and killed many in order to gain power. Should we give him a bouquet of flowers for the coup d'etat that saw the lives of many go down the drain? Was he a saint? Was Rollins a prophet? Have we so soon forgotten our history? The bloodiest coup d'etat that ever happened in this nation was instituted by Rollins. He killed many in order to become leader of this nation. Is that not a murderer?
Vimbas.
So I am wondering why there's so much noise. And the coward MP who also mentioned it and cannot own up and come out and say, hey, I said it and these are my reasons for saying that. That is the most cowardly, more cowardly than Baumia. If I had the opportunity to stand before these chiefs, I will honorably ask them to tell me how you would define or call a man who murdered many in order to become leader, in whose regime innocent judges were carried out, including a woman killed and set ablaze at Bondazi. Why can't we speak the truth anymore? What is wrong with us? Zenator is the daughter of a murderer. That is correct. But does that make her a murderess? No. She cannot inherit the crimes of her father. Do we understand that? But that does not mean she is not a daughter of a murderer. She is. Let us call a spade a spade. Should we call Zenator the daughter of a pastor, or the daughter of a reverend, or the daughter of a saint? No. We saw the bloodiest violence in this country in the reign of Rollins. Many people went down the drain. In my days as a little boy, anytime Rollins' name was mentioned, we all ran under the bed. I was only 5 at the time Rollins took over power in 1979. My brother, my sister, we have seen so much bloodshed in this country, all in the days of Rawlings. And today, if his children are being described as the children of a murderer, and we are crying, Anlo chiefs are all coming out, they want to know that these are disparaging remarks. What is disparaging about a murderer whose children are called the daughters and sons of murderers? Do you think that they would ever call the daughter or the sons of Kwame Nkrumah sons and a daughter of murderer? A murderer? Would they ever say that? No, because Nkrumah murdered nobody. In the days of Kwame Nkrumah, there was nothing like capital punishment ever endorsed by Kwame Nkrumah. They rather attempted to kill him several times. But even with that, he was still very tactful and level-headed. He never ordered the pulling of a trigger. In the days of Rollins, the gun was the master. Soldiers were gods and demigods. When we saw soldiers on the streets, we ran. Some of you are so young, you do not understand what it was in 1979 and all the way after 79.
Vimbas.
We saw blood. I saw blood. I saw people shaved and beaten to pulp. You dared not say anything against Rollins. Yes, thankfully, Rollins also paved the way for democracy. But that does not erase the fact that he was a murderer. I leave it here.
So I have for Blakk Rasta submission on this whole daughter of a murderer sits down. Na send papa kum nipa saga I trending for days now. Now, you know, people said say we should let this go. There are people who also said say kum crofo anka democracy I osisiano yenya enti you know they should be handled with, you know, some way. Just any parkour cast asem, they should fish him out and punish if possibly. I don't think we any story be a trend. So only Blakk Rasta ya doing a throw. I doing share for comment section. No, am I? Vimbas TV so and movie.
Vimbas TV.